Hey guys, what's up? It's Stricken06 of Stricken06.com, and today's video is going to be about replacing your hub bearing. You can see I already took the studs out. They pretty much just came out while I was banging this around. Well, I am changing lower control arm, hub bearing, and CV axle. So here we are. We're working on our hub bearing. If you don't know what that is, this is attached to your strut suspension, your steering linkage, lower control arm, and this is what your wheel gets bolted to, and it spins on the road. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off of our knuckle and we're going to replace it with a new one. Before I begin, I just want to let you know that mine is off the car. You do not need to take yours off the car. You might need to, depending on the size of your CV boot, you might not be able to get to these bolts, so you might have to actually take the boot out. But it doesn't mean you have to take this whole knuckle out. So depending on where your bolts are located, you might not need to take the boot or the CV out. In some cases you might. If so, just turn this out, remove that axle, and you'll have access to these four bolts. So that's what we got to do next, is remove these 4 bolts. So the first thing you want to do is right in between the knuckle and the hub bearing is you want to give it a little bit of penetrating oil. So penetrating oil all throughout this whole area. Give it that little spray and let it sit for a few minutes. Mine happens to take a 17mm socket. And they will come right out. That doesn't mean this comes right out. So since this is the old one, we can beat the back with a mallet. Mine came out because I had mine soaked in penetrating oil. Yours might take a few extra blows depending on how rusted this area is where it gets mounted. So don't get discouraged if it's not coming out within the first 2-3 blows. You just are going to have to get some extra oil in here and let it soak for a few more minutes and continue to hit it. So before we install our new hub, we really want to clean this out. You can soak it in some more oil. That's would be my best advice to you, is to let it soak a little bit and then hit it with like a wire brush and gently scrub out some of that rust. You can also clean the face off here. Mine is actually pretty good, but just for entertainment purposes, I will give it a little bit of wire brushing. Now before we install our new hub, we want to make sure that it's going to be easy to take out, just in case in the future we have to take this one out as well. So we're going to apply a little bit of anti-seize on the inside. I'm using a product from Permatex. This is called anti-seize. Now we're going to apply it a nice light coat, but we're going to keep it away from the ABS sensor hole, which is right there where my finger's pointing. I don't want to get any in there, just in case this, gives a little problem for the plastic. But some people will put it in there anyway because it helps the ABS sensor from coming out later in life. So if you want to put it in there, that's fine. I'm not going to get any in that hole. You could also do some to the face of where the hub will sit. This will ensure that it comes off much easier later in life. Because you never know, you might get a bad hub. You might have to be back here in a few months removing this one and installing a new one. So you always want to help yourself out and make it easier for yourself in the future. Don't forget to do your splash shield or dust shield. You only really need it in the areas where you can see it contacts. And you can position yours appropriately. Like that. You can hand start your bolts, work in a crisscross pattern so you apply torque evenly. Always hand start them. Now this is a Nissan Rogue I'm working on, so your Nissan will be a little different of a torque than mine, but this is a pretty much similar job to all Nissans. Once you have them started by hand, and you know they're not cross-threaded, you can gently run them down with a torque wrench. And again, work in a crisscross pattern. Just gently running them down. Once you see that they're all snug normally, you can go ahead and apply a little bit more torque. Okay. That is a completed new hub assembly. So you want to also finish off with a torque wrench. Like I said, yours is going to be different than mine, so there's no point to talk numbers yet. But grab a torque wrench and just once this is on your car, so you have or if you got a vise, you could clamp this. I don't have a vise handy right now. So once this is secured, you can go ahead and torque these down. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Stricken06 of I'mStricken06.com, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you subscribe because I got a whole knee to assemble here soon.